We are here to commune. We are here to huddle up. We're here to share stories and experiences and enjoy the insights of this phenomenal panel here tonight. My name is Tanya Phillips. I'm one of the co-founders of the Canadian Black Standard, and it is our great pleasure to host the Huddle 2025 Legends, Dream Teams, and Superstars. As part of this is too, which is very interesting as Black women, we are celebrating what we call Crossover Week because we had Black History Month and now it's Women's History. Yes! So at the intersection of gender and race, we get to keep going. We get to keep going, keep celebrating. And so first of all, happy Women's History Month to ya.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
The leading up to International Women's Day?
Exactly.
Right?
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. We need to lift ourselves up and lift each other up. And that's what this huddle is all about. Before we dive in, I'd like to acknowledge the land that we're meeting on here today, which is called Takaranto or Toronto. It's the traditional territory of many nations. Tonight's edition of the huddle, we are going to have an hour conversation. And it's not just our fantastic guests here. We need you, our co-hosts, to be part of the conversation. So make sure you have your questions ready because we do have a Q&A following this lovely conversation. To tip off tonight's huddle, I'd like to introduce the Standards Chair Board of Directors, the lovely, the one and only Deborah Christmas. She is an incredibly impactful and transformational leader. And we're really grateful at the Standard to have her here today. We're really grateful that she took the helm to drive the Standard forward. It's a heavy lift, and she knows what the heavy lift is all about. So we are very grateful to you, Deborah. Thank you. She has an illustrious career, 40-year career, sales, consulting, support channels, management, and information technology. And she is now the Vice President and Executive Partner at Gartner. You are not only in the room, but you're guiding them to make these big decisions. And that is fantastic. She can command a room, small but mighty, small but mighty. She was the Vice President at Hewlett-Packard and Head of Sales in North and South America. So please join me in welcoming the one, the only, beautiful International Women's Day Purple Queen, Deborah Christmas.
And I'm going to just take it in for a minute because I said outside a few times, and I said we need to get a picture from this side of the room because when do we ever see this many Black women together in one space? You know what the answer is? Weddings and funerals. Okay? Okay? But not at corporate events of this nature or entrepreneurial events that we just don't see this in a room at one time. So I really appreciate all of you coming down. And I just thought I'd share a little bit about the Standard. And this organization was formed by a group of talented, beautiful, passionate Black women in 2020 in the heart and the heat of racial tensions and social injustice. We all can remember, you know, where we were in that year and on those days. And they formed this organization as the premier networking and advocacy platform for Black women in marketing across this country. We have 12,000 plus women and men that follow this organization, and we are here to help elevate the Standard, to educate this community, and to accelerate the position of these women in this field. And we have, you know, extended our reach into both private industry as well as I'm a corporate warrior. Many of you here are the same, and many of you are entrepreneurs, which is like the hardest job in the world to do, to start a company and to, you know, put all your money and your hard-earned whatever into doing something uniquely different, and to support all these women that are here. There's nothing like Black women to lift each other up and to support them. And we could not do the Huddle and this kind of event without our incredible partners, our founding partners in MLSE and in the NBA that help us bring this to life. Yes, we do. I also have to take a minute, and I really do, and I know Stephanie's going to do all kinds of thanks, but I have to thank the women of the Standard because the million details that it takes to bring something like this together. This is a volunteer-led, volunteer-driven organization. These women have day jobs and their time, and they have families, and they've got partners, and to pull something like this off with what it takes to do it is nothing short of miraculous and impressive at the same time. So they're going to sleep very well tonight because we are here. So I thank all of you for what you've done, and I look forward to celebrating with you on Saturday. So I am going to turn it over to Savanna, who's going to get this party started with these wonderful women. And thank you all for coming, and brace yourselves for this amazing conversation that you're going to have tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I get to cover incredible athletes on a daily basis. It's such a pleasure of mine, but this is what really brings me joy, having to talk to the real game changers and point guards, the thought leaders, the decision makers, those who have fought for a seat at the table. So I'm excited to be here. I just got chills. I'm excited to be here tonight. I don't know about you guys. Give it up for some fellas, for everybody who's in this room. In this room. All right, now we're talking. All right. So as Tanya mentioned, you know, we just came back from Black History Month. We're now sitting in Women's History Month. So we are at the intersection of race and gender. And that really does hold space for me. I actually created a series called Hold Space while I was working at MLSE full-time. It's about being ourselves. It's about having an atmosphere where we could truly talk like ourselves. No code switching allowed, eh? Just like, you know, right now, no code switching allowed in this room, okay? This is a safe space. Then we could also talk, you know, we're also going to get into just the fact that we could talk openly about the challenges that as Black women we face, and also I'll have a chance to, not just that, we don't want to be like doom and gloom, we want to celebrate our culture too. We want to be loud, we want to be proud. Tonight's theme is legends, dream teams, and superstars, and we have just an incredible cast right now of Black female playmakers and game changers. Let me introduce the panelists. Representing the legends, those who have paved the way with groundbreaking achievements and enduring legacies. We stand on the shoulders of trailblazers. And tonight we are so honored to welcome our legend, Dr. Rosemary Sadler. She said it's okay if I call her Rosemary, but, you know, I was like, if you want to say doctor, say your whole chest. Like, you know, she is a distinguished Order of Ontario recipient, award-winning actor and advocate, social justice consultant, and a speaker who has dedicated her life's work to elevating and celebrating Black history, playing an instrumental role in the history of Black History Month in Canada. So just incredible. She pretty much pushed that to the forefront for us. Thank you. Now representing the dream team, let's go. Those who have shown us the real impact that the power of individuals coming together and having a shared vision, the greater purpose of serving the community. We welcome Dr. Renee Raymond. So Renee, she's a clinical director and a registered psychotherapist at Renew Counseling and Psychotherapy. She's passionate about mental health and wellness, working with athletes and coaches to optimize sport performance. Now, Renee told me that she's worked a lot with the COC and Olympian athletes, so I think that's pretty cool. We'll get into that, I'm sure, later. Now, representing, of course, the superstars. Those who have continued to shine brightly in the field, their talent, charisma, and relentless pursuit of excellence serves as a beacon of inspiration. We welcome Letitia Rose. Let's go! Letitia is the Chief Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Officer at Fasken, where she champions systemic change through intentional action and authentic engagement. Honored to have all of you guys here joining us one more time for the panelists. Yeah, absolutely. All right, now for those of you who may not know the Huddle, which, hello, this is where we're at. The Huddle delivers a playbook for success, and we'll break down our conversation into 3 key plays. So let's get into it. And I'm one of those hosts that like to hear from the audience as I go. I don't like to just be talking at you guys. So when I say championship, I need to hear you guys say mindset. Because our first play is celebrating excellent championship mindset. Hey. Black women executives have broken insurmountable barriers and redefined leadership, paving the way for future generations, yet their contributions are often unrecognized, victories overlooked, and leadership undervalued. I'm sure we could all somewhat relate to that in this room. We start with the championship mindset, though. Should I say championship
Mindset.
Yeah, let's go. Okay. Striving for greatness, setting new benchmarks, lifting as we climb. That's my quote. I love that one. We ensure that their success and shared triumph is greater for the entire team. By bringing together people in the community, we gain a collective strength to excel like a champion. Success is a combination of skill and strategy along with mental resilience. In leadership, the mind is the ultimate game changer in sports, in business, in the community, and in life. The championship mindset prioritizes the long game, staying laser focused on the game plan, gaining momentum with every small win, overcoming adversity, and focusing on solutions over challenges. Solutions over challenges. I love that. Renee, I'm going to kick it off with you, girl. With your expertise in sports psychology and mental performance, what are some key mental strategies that that Black women can adopt to cultivate a championship mindset en route to and during leadership?
Hey, everyone. Thank you. I really think that really embracing the idea of putting yourself in difficult situations is incredibly key, and just taking a step forward. A lot of times when I work with clients, when I talk to people, they're trying to figure out how they're going to move forward. They have this big idea, or they have a dream that they want to achieve, and a lot of the times we're spending a lot of time really thinking about, like, okay, this is how I'm going to get there, and mapping out a plan, which is key. But a lot of the times as well, we need to just go. We need to just do it. Take the first step. I think we learn as we go, and I think sometimes when it comes to Black women, we might, really feel like, okay, do I have enough to go forward? Do I have enough to enter this space? I don't know anyone in this space. And just allowing yourself to say, I'm just going to take a step. I'll figure things out as I go, and allow yourself to be uncomfortable. No one likes it. Even when I work with clients, nobody likes being uncomfortable, but it's the only way we're going to learn how to navigate different challenges. We learn resiliency by putting ourselves in uncomfortable spaces. So just take a step. If you have an idea, take a step forward, and embrace what you learn through adversity.
Letitia, feel free to hop right on in.
This idea of a championship mindset, I think, is one where people I think sometimes we think we accidentally fall into it. You were mentioning Serena Williams, Serena, or you think of a Beyonce. They don't accidentally become great. We see the execution of their practice, of their time, of their sweat, of their tears. But when we see that end result, we don't see all of the things that have gone into it. And I think specifically as Black women, really thinking about what we're pouring into ourselves in preparation for that execution, I think is key. Serena is looking at the shot and making sure that she's getting it. She's seeing that shot going through. So for us, we need to see ourselves where we want to be. So if I aspire to be at the head of a board table, I need to see myself there. And I'm a firm believer, if you see it, you can believe it. And so I think that's the mindset, that growth mindset is a championship mindset. And I think it also comes with some preparation. You can try to aspire to anything you want to be, but you're only as good as your level of preparation. So that's how we practice, even just with each other. We go into networking spaces, and the number one thing I hear from folks is, I don't know how to network, I don't know how to go into these spaces, but practice with each other. Today, practice with each other. This is how we build the muscle so that way we can be those champions.
I like that, building that muscle. Okay. Yeah, because networking that didn't even come necessarily easy for me at first when I first started in the industry. And media, as Tanya knows, is all about networking. It's literally about, it's a bit more of a who you know, and then after that, getting your foot in the door and working your tail off. But definitely, and then Renee, you talk about being okay with being uncomfortable. Like, that's definitely another one of those, see both of your points, being okay with introducing yourself, cold calling, cold reaching out, everything like that. That's some good stuff right there. We got to move on to play number 2, which is already, wow, we moving. That being said, if you guys ever want to jump in on each other's points, you go right ahead. This is a conversation. we'll open it up to the audience afterwards. So you guys keep some notes, because we get ready to contribute towards the end.